President of the United States appears to be giving Russian President Vladimir Putin a deadline to agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine. Tensions have been fraught between the two leaders over Russia's escalating attacks in recent weeks. Listen.
I can say this, that I'm very disappointed at what happened a couple of nights now where people were killed in the middle of what you would call a negotiation. I'm very disappointed by that. Very, very disappointed.
Russia has floated the idea of new talks in Turkey next month, but no firm dates have yet been set. Let's bring in CBS News Intelligence and national security reporter Olivia Gazis. Olivia, good to see you.
Great to see you, Vlad.
So the president has expressed frustrations. He's even teased sanctions. He said Russia is playing with fire. Last month, he implored Putin, Vladimir, stop in response to the escalating attacks in Ukraine. Meanwhile, all I've seen is trolling from either the foreign secretary in Russia or Russia TV, which, as you know, is an arm, a propaganda arm of the Kremlin. What are you seeing?
That's a pretty accurate summary, Vlad. It seems like things right now are at an uneasy, uncertain status, especially because we have no word from the Ukrainians yet whether they're actually going to accept this offer from Russia of direct talks in Istanbul. And that's probably for good reason, because it is not clear whether this offer is actually being made in good faith or whether Russia is going to do what it has done many times before, which is to send these sort of lower-level officials to rehash the same maximalist demands that Vladimir Putin has been making since the start of this conflict, moving the ball absolutely nowhere and just having a meeting for a meeting's sake. The shifting dynamic is the one you identified earlier, which is President Trump starting to express more and more frustration, setting a timeline, this timeline of 2 weeks within which he said he's going to determine definitively whether Vladimir Putin is tapping us along. But of course, Vlad, if that sounds familiar, it's because he said a very similar phrase in April. So we'll see whether this 2-week window actually demonstrates new action or more of the same.
All right, let's talk about the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who spoke with the Russian Foreign Minister, Sergey Lavrov. What did you hear came out of that chat?
Sure. We got a very brief 3-sentence readout of this call, which basically said that the two discussed in favorable terms the prisoner exchange that happened between Russia and Ukraine earlier this month, but also that Secretary Rubio reiterated President Trump's desire to see, again, constructive, good faith dialogue with Ukraine. And it's that good faith phrase that merits underlining, because up until now, senior officials have made clear from the United States that they are unwilling to fly around the world and take part in these meetings if they leave nowhere. And the White House is also under some amount of pressure from Congress, where Senators Lindsey Graham and Richard Blumenthal have introduced a bill that's garnered the support of more than 80 other senators that would introduce massive new sanctions on Russia, including a 500% tariff on countries that buy its energy products. That, of course, would put one of the major military backers of Russia in the crosshairs, which is China.
Wow. All right. Olivia Gazis for us this morning. Olivia, thank you.